What's up, guys, and welcome back to what should be the Join Dota League Season 4, a best of two between House of Gamers and the Lions. But clearly we have a couple of issues. Hopefully it's not going to last. Oh, there we go. We might actually get to see a draft or something this game without having to jump through a million hurdles. But anyway, this is going to be on Hefla TV 1. We're going to be bringing you the action. I'm Mike Loris, and I also have with me OD Pixel. How are you doing, man?
Not bad at all, Mike. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. It's a best of two, of course, isn't it, between Lions and House of Gamers? And I was looking at the rankings so far in the league. Obviously, it's early days. House of Gamers still yet to play a game this season, whereas the Lions have won one and lost one. So it's early days, and I believe ranking-wise, in terms of kind of the world ranking at the moment, is House of Gamers is 60th, whereas Lions are at 70th. But House of Gamers have been around for a little more than the Lions haven't played a lot more games, so I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think any side is going into it with a specific advantage, really.
Yeah, I think so too. Like the just amount of time that these teams have been around is going to be swinging those rankings by quite a bit. You have to be around the scene for months and months before you, I think, actually land into a ranking spot that you actually deserve. So, we'll see if Lions are able to redeem this. I think the only game I've casted of them was yesterday, where they went up against Moscow 5 and went 1-1, and they really succeeded when they were able to protect Era. So, the more protection they have for their hard carry, it seems like the better they perform.
Yeah, absolutely. And Moscow 5, they are a pretty established team. And as you said, if they went 1-1 against them, they're obviously definitely a strong team. And obviously, having that key hero, the key player Era, of course, from Fnatic. And they come in with a first pick of Ogre Magi. It's a strong hero. Do you think it's first pick material?
I think it is if you play him correctly. Like, I see teams very often just having him in a defensive tri lane, chilling in the lane, poking occasionally, but really, you have to be aggressive with the hero, and like just super aggressive with the hero. Don't stop looking for kills ever, or else you're probably going to fall flat. I mean, he has so much effective HP. He has so much damage output with Ignite level 1. It's a great hero if you could play him correctly, and I'm hoping that Lions do.
Yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely, fair enough. And obviously there's a lot of heroes that can be picked up that synergize really nicely with the Ogre. I mean, we see sometimes in lane, obviously picking up a hero such as the Skywrath makes a really strong kind of even roaming support duo. And Skywrath's still in the field. They're going to pick up the Batride, and then quickly followed by the Io. So, picking up the Io at this stage, I mean, how do you think Lions should react to that kind of pick at this point of the draft?
I don't really know if you should or can even react to it. Like, you could take care and ban out all the IO partners, but they're always going to find one. If it's not going to be Tiny, it's going to be PA. If not her, then a Bristleback. So you might as well just roll with your own draft and, for the most part, ignore what the IO is doing. Picking up a Witch Doctor is a pretty good response, as that's a pretty good general hero versus anyone the IO is going to be relocating in, as Cask and Maledict are fairly easy to land given the positioning of the relocate. But yeah, IO Batrider, it is going to let the Skywrath Mage be banned out. I think House of Gamers would probably have been better off if they picked the Batrider Skywrath and then held the IO until a little bit later.
Yeah, I mean, Skywrath is a very strong support. Now, it's interesting, look, they do ban out the Gyro, who's one of the kind of combination heroes with IO that we've seen being played by, I think it's Loader. Lions, what they used to do. I don't know if they've been doing it more recently as well, but it's a pretty strong combination, that, and I guess they're just aware that HOG might be going for that. But as you said, you can't really go ahead and just ban out every single hero that works with IO, because there's more than 5, and I mean, I guess at least House of Gamers picking up IO at this stage kind of shows that they're pretty flexible with what they pick up with IO. They're not scared of the specific hero getting banned out, and they can do a lot of stuff to kind of work around the bans of Lions.
Yeah, at the same time, you could take care of all the combos with IO, but it is also a very weak laner, so when you pick that hero up, unless you're going to be going dual lane mid, which I think is probably the best way to run a Wisp, your lanes are probably going to suffer, so you need a really strong secondary support hero if you don't really want to fall too far behind. And Skywrath, Witch Doctor, these ranged support heroes are the types that you want. And wow, it's going to be a Medusa for House of Gamers. Not exactly the classic Wisp partner. Do you think they're going to be partnered up, or do you think it's going to be them playing on separate lanes?
Oh, it's a hard one, and And it works okay with Medusa, but kind of okay when she's got her points in the split shot. And as a Medusa, you wouldn't really expect to do that at the early points. So, I mean, she's going to be pretty much useless for relocate ganks until she gets level 6. I guess, obviously, you know, if you get the positioning nicely with a Stone Gaze, you can trap a team quite nicely. But I still don't think it's out of the question for them to pick maybe a mid hero and then run that with the IO in the mid lane. And meanwhile, Lions pick up Phantom Assassin. And again, that's one of the heroes that you were saying does work quite nicely with IO, and Lions, they kind of pick it up for themselves.
Yeah, so right now that's currently off the table for House of Gamers, which wouldn't have been the best pick anyway, but hey, it's always good to have Phantom Assassin, especially when you're working with Bloodlust on your team. That could get really scary, and Lions might be looking for something like a Magnus down the line in order to just really dump all the buffs on the Phantom Assassin, just let her run wild. Versus Medusa, the matchup's okay. Stone Gaze is obviously going to be annoying for any melee carry, but if you could get some lucky crits, then you're going to very quickly be able to kill off Medusa, even if she may have IO support.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess the great thing with PA as well, you know, she's going to easily be able to pick off the IO and jump straight in with the Phantom Strike and hopefully burst him down before he's able to get anyone in or out of the fight and stop him from buffing up heroes like Medusa. So, I mean, already I really feel kind of the 3 heroes that Lions have got, they're pretty good for dealing with an IO.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not difficult to deal with an IO. Like, as long as you apply the pressure, and Ogre Magi, Phantom Assassin, these are the types of heroes that can apply pressure, and IO zero-based armor is going to be chewed up very easily. Lions, what they do have going for them right now is the fact that they have pretty great late game, and they also have a Batrider initiation. So right now, pretty much all the initiation is in their hands. Going to go for the Earthshaker as their second pick. I think this is just going to be a defensive tri-lane, it seems, as their aggressive capabilities early on are pretty much nil.
Yeah, I think, I don't think you're wrong there. Yeah, I think that would work quite nicely for them. And Earthshaker, great pickup, especially against heroes like Witch Doctor, who can be so annoying as the game goes on with those levels in the Death Ward. And Earthshaker, pretty much one of those heroes that's very good at shutting down the channeling, unless we see a BKB come out on Witch Doctor, which will be unlikely unless we see the game go very, very late. And Lions, they pick up a Nyx, so by the looks of this, this is going to be a solo offlane Nyx up against this tri-lane of House of Gamers?
I think it might be. Like, you don't really pick him up unless you have any other plan, possibly going towards the mid lane, but really I think they pick it up seeing the Medusa on the other end, and they think, hey, well, the best way to deal with her is burn her mana, therefore let's burn her mana. And it's a pretty decent counter. I mean, if you catch Medusa without Mana Shield, she's 100% screwed. If you catch her with Mana Shield, she's only like 80% screwed, so it's a pretty nice hard counter versus Medusa, and it is once again slanting Lions towards a very aggressive strategy, whereas House of Gamers are almost purely defensive right now.
That's true. I mean, looking at that as well, I mean, do you think Lions could run their tri-lane aggressive and go head-on-head with the tri-lane of House of Gamers?
They probably can. I mean, IO is generally a non-factor in lanes. Like, the balls don't really hurt that much. Shaker is certainly annoying and disruptive, but you could bypass the fissure with your Phantom Assassin. You could stun lock people with what the 2 supports they have. So right now, House of Gamers, I don't think they have that much going for them, honestly. They just have to put all their shields up, try to turtle it out, because Lions, they're going to bring the heat, and House of Gamers are going to seriously struggle in order to defend against this.
Yeah, I'd agree. And I think House of Gamers, they need a real kind of semi-carry in the mid lane, someone who can transition to the carry role, because at the moment, you know, if the Medusa doesn't get her farm and we get to later portions of the game, you're not going to be doing anything. And there we go. So we've got a Kunkka, another hero that is going to be able to deal out a high amount of damage. And of course, if you get caught in Medusa Stone Gaze, that, well, the Tidebringer damage being physical and being buffed up by the Stone Gaze's debuff, that's going to really, really hurt the side of the Legions. But it all kind of feels like it's a kind of an if situation, whereas Lions, they're going to be able to apply the pressure, and I think it's going to be a hard game with this draft for House of Gamers.
Yeah, the Kunkka is probably going to be the safest hero, or one of the safest heroes for House of Gamers, along with the Batrider, as it should be just a mid lane Kunkka and the Medusa Eye or Earthshaker going together in a lane. So right now, Lions don't have a dedicated mid hero. They could decide to run Nyx there, but Nyx versus Kunkka is not really a lane that I would choose to take when I could just as easily avoid it. But Kunkka is a hero that you can pretty easily shut down in lane given the right hero. And Lions, if they're going to be looking for a mid lane hero that's a little bit more aggressively slanted, you know, go for a Queen of Pain, go for a Puck. Any of these heroes are going to be honestly just fine for Lions. You know, even though they are kind of melee heavy, I guess I didn't realize that before. Nyx, PA, Ogre would make it very difficult for them against Shaker, Kunkka, Dusa. That could be a little bit awkward, but again, just the raw strength of their heroes early game is going to, I think, just overwhelm House of Gamers unless their lanes turn out very well, unless it's just them out CSing at every single turn.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I mean, do you think, is there any possibility that this PA, they might put her in the mid lane to go against the Kunkka? Do you think that would be a bad matchup for her, or could they swap their lanes around like that?
I think it's a pretty even matchup, so they could choose to do that, but I mean, why take an even matchup when you could take a better matchup? Invoker versus Kunkka is a little bit rough in the early stages, but once you get a couple more points of Exhort with the stuns that they have, they'll be able to just absolutely demolish everyone from that mid lane Invoker.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we can obviously expect for the Exhort Invoker, that's going to work so nicely with the PA. Obviously, having those Forge Spirits with the armor reduction and just having the PA jump in. And obviously, the physical damage as well coming from Witch Doctor's Death Ward. It's a pretty, I mean, you said it earlier, it's a very aggressive team from Lions, whereas House of Gamers, they're going to look to kind of protect the Medusa, try and get that farm on her. But, I mean, we don't see a lot of Medusa in competitive, and I think there's kind of a reason for that. I just don't feel the hero is that strong unless she gets 6-slotted, and this is going to be a hard game for you to get 6-slotted in, I feel.
No, for sure. And what is going on?
Oh man.
Remaking?
Looks like it. Yeah, someone's got an issue.
Oh, it's one of those games, isn't it?
It wouldn't be Dota without this happening.
Alright, well, here we go. Let's find another lobby. Right. Alright, well, the Medusa pick. Yeah, it's pretty much just, I would say you're more or less spot on. I think the best way to go about a Medusa is not just by putting up all the shields, but it's actually by being very aggressive with your other 4 heroes and by trying to make plays with them. That's where the IO, I think at this point, doesn't really fit in. Like, what can the IO do in this game that, like, there's nothing really unique about it. Like, you're not going to really rely on bringing in a Medusa to crash a fight until it's like 60 minutes into the game. It just feels like an oddball right now.
Yeah, no, I don't know what they're doing with the eye. I mean, that's the thing. You know, you relocate Medusa, yeah, she's going to stone gaze, but chances are, as you said, not until the very latter portions of the game is she going to be able to kind of take down a couple of heroes on her own. But you relocate Kunkka in, he's not got a reliable stun. Yeah, when he's got a few points in the X marks, you might be able to catch someone out, but are you really going to have enough damage just to iron the Kunkka? And then, I mean, you could obviously relocate the Earthshaker and get a nice stun in, but then you're not going to have any follow-up. So it just feels like a bit of a broken lineup. But at the same time, I guess the nice thing about the Aya Medusa combo is obviously having the overcharge, being able to regen Medusa's HP and mana pool is going to make her pretty tanky. But they've got a lot of heroes that are just going to pick off that IO every time, I feel, in these team fights. But hopefully, maybe, you know, we'll see the side prove us wrong and show us some kind of amazing team play and plans that they've got in store for us. But other the game where she's able to split shot off a PA, the PA is going to be extremely dangerous. And she'll just be jumping in on the Medusa and getting those crits in. And there's not going to be a lot that Marlon can do. But looks like we've finally got a game. So should we go ahead and introduce the teams, Mike?
Oh, for sure. We have on the House of Gamers, Malum's going to be playing the Medusa, along with a Moment as well as Twerk It Baby. They're all going to be going up towards top lane, a quote-unquote aggressive tri lane for House of Gamers. Slash Strike is going to be playing the mid lane Kunkka, and the half-blind player Batrider going to be played by Follow Schliz, which I don't know how exactly to pronounce that, but that's how I do it.
Schliz. I'll go Schliz. Sounds good. Follow Schliz. Yeah, and anyway, over the side of Lions, we've got standing. A couple of standings actually on both teams. Key is going to be on the Ogre Magi anyway. Error on the carry PA. My nuts, not literally, but metaphorically, on the support. Dazzle? Dazzle? What am I talking about? That's not a Dazzle, that's a Witch Doctor. Stop confusing me with these sets, Volva. And Jonathan Fan is going to be on the solo safe lane Nyx, unless they're going to swap the tri-lanes around. It looks like they're maybe changing their plans, and it's finally going to be Quicks on the Invoker.
I don't know if Lions actually saw the Batrider with their ward, but I'm assuming they did. I mean, they obviously, if they did, then obviously it's Batrider solo on the bottom lane. You're not going to have a Batrider tri-lane anytime soon, and they want this aggressive 3v3 matchup. And, you know, with an Ogre Magi starting off with Boots first plus Haste Rune first, this is going to work out very well for Lions. I think this was just a pure dodge attempt from House of Gamers, and, well, clearly it's not going to work out for them. So, good luck to House of Gamers, because this top lane is not going to be fun.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think this is a straight-up dodge attempt, and whether or not they know that Lions are going to respond to it aptly and keep themselves defensive, well, they're going to know now, and it's just going to make it so hard for this Medusa to farm. And Medusa's not even a really quick flash farmer until she does get all that damage on board. And it's going to be hard for her to get that. I mean, we see Witch Doctor, he's going to be able to zone her out quite nicely. Ogre, he's going to do a bit of roaming by the looks of it, heading towards the mid lane. But when he returns to the tri lane, that's going to be another issue for these heroes. And, well, Io and Earthshaker, they're just going to get nothing out this lane.
Yeah, they can't even pull or anything like that, which is most of the time their regular role in the lane. If it's lane safe, which it normally is when you're running an Io Shaker, so they're not going to have anything. And the lack of stacks in this game are going to be pretty influential. Like, I think this game, they need some way to recover the Medusa, but no one's going to be stacking any camps anytime soon, so that's going to be a long ways off. Bottom lane, the Nyx Assassin took quite a bit of damage, but now he has several stick charges. The Ogre is going to wrap around and attempt to go for this Batrider, but I don't really think he can get much done. Chignite is going to cancel off the Clarity and then beat down. Yeah, Key's really struggling to actually hit him with one stack of Napalm, but he's still doing really high damage, and really the Ogre feels comfortable doing this just because the top lane House Gamers is so weak. They honestly don't even need the Ogre here. They would like him here to dominate the lane, but they don't need it to win the lane.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good call, that little bit of rotation, because as you said, yeah, and they're not going to be able to totally dominate with having the Earthshaker there as well. It's going to be hard for them to get a kill, so they want to be a little bit more kind of efficient than HOG and make sure their heroes are getting the relative XP in the different lanes. Earthshaker's going to be able to find himself an Invis rune here, and there's no warding here from the side of Lions, so you can look for a gank attempt. Invoker level 3 though. It's going to be a hard one. I mean, he's only got the Fissure. This Earthshaker needs to find something, though, because he's going to slowly lose grip of this game.
Oh, like a courier. That's good. That's as good as it gets. And he'll have it. One punch. One more. No,
he's not quick enough.
Is just a little bit faster, so Quicks gets his
blades
of attacks.
You're going in on the Batrider. No mana again, though, because, well, it's this Ignite level 1. I mean,
Quicks is going to get fissured, and he already got torrented, but Ghostwalk. This is actually going to be a Wex Invoker build.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good against Medusa, I suppose, but I think Exhort for playing aggressively is overall better, especially with the teammates that he has. But hey, it saved him once. It might save him again. However, he's going to get X'd back. No Torrent, though, so I don't really know what that was about. Now Cold Snap on a Slash Strike, doing quite a bit of damage, and with the Quas runes, you will get quite a bit of regen off of this, but he does not have a bottle or anything like that, so he's going to have to use salves. That's really not what you want to have happen. Top lane, though, Mynuts is in quite a bit of trouble. He's going to drop. I don't know how your Witch Doctor dies in that scenario, but it's going to be first blood drawn by the Medusa.
Yeah, it was very questionable positioning there from the Witch Doctor. He was standing just south of the tier 1, and he kind of got cornered because Earthshaker was still coming back from that gank mid, and yeah, giving away first blood, especially to this aggressive tri-lane who we were talking about, not going to have the best time at all, and giving them that little boost. That's you got to be careful because you really don't want to get the ball rolling in favor of HOG with this tri-lane. You don't want to let them get away with this.
I think it might be time for Lions to recall Key from the bottom lane, bring him up here, and then try to get something to happen. Era is going to get fissured up on top, but Phantom Strike is going to mostly bypass that. The Ogre, I think, has held the Nyx Assassin's hand for long enough. Now a level 4 hero. If the Batrider does get 3 stacks of Napalm, then the Nyx is going to be able to either run away with Spike Carapace straight off or just turn around and impale. So he should be fine from here on out. I think he is going to look to do something else. And so far, this Ogre, though he has an aggressive build with the Orb of Venom boots, hasn't really been playing aggressively.
No, yeah, we've seen him wander into lane, throw an Ignite out a few times, but he's not been able to find anything deadly occur. Top lane, again, Mynut's in a bit of a questionable position here. Going to get caught out by Fissure. This isn't looking good for her.
He's going to turn around and go for Malum, though. Snake's going to bring Mynuts very low. However, he does have the Voodoo Reservation working, and Malum, he is going to use his sticks and get back up, but Ira's going to stick on him very tightly. That's going to be 1 kill. Moment and Mynut's going to duke it out in the corner. Do they have any tangos to dig him out? They don't. But the Shaker, he does do enough damage with that last fissure, and now it's going to be Ira trying to go for a double as Twerk It Baby is in quite a bit of trouble. Ignite's going to slow him down with another Phantom Strike forward. The Ignite should burn the Wisp, and it will. That's going to be a 2-for-1 up on the top lane. Ira collecting big up there.
Yeah, unfortunately losing the Witch Doctor, of course, but getting that before the kills on Era there, that was really needed. And that's going to put him in a really nice place now, having that XP and gold under his belt. That's giving him a real boost. And I mean, looking at the farm so much so far in terms of last hits, reducing Nyx and the PA at the moment at the top of the lane, top of the last hit chart. And I guess the fact that Nyx is up there is kind of down to the presence of Ogre, obviously being down on the bottom lane, zoning out the Batrider. And that's going to put him in a good place in terms of his item build, as we can see. He's already got the mana boots up. And if it goes for Blink next, bit of aggression down on the bottom lane. His Batrider goes in with a Firefly. There is a Impale available, and yeah, Schluss knows it, and he's going to back up.
This matchup is one where Batrider can get kills in the Nyx if he finds himself with good circumstances, but Nyx just having the Magic Stick plus Arcane Boots now is going to be so devastating for Batrider, because Bat needs his mana pool. He needs to spam Sticky Napalm, 4 stacks, I think, at least, if you want to get a kill on this Nyx. But then, you're filling up his Magic Stick, and he's going to mana burn you, so suddenly you can't do anything. Malum on top is once again in a little bit of trouble. The cast is going to bounce between him and the Io. Malum's going to get sticked by himself, only, it seems, and I don't think that's going to be enough to survive. One more hit, Witch Doctor is going to get the kill. This is the lane that I expected from Lions.
Yeah.
House of Gamers, they delayed it for a little bit, but now I think the aggression is going to flow.
Yeah, I mean, as you were saying, as soon as the Ogre came back to this lane, there was spelled a lot of trouble for the side of HOG, and it is just falling apart now, this lane. I mean, if you look at the Medusa's farm, she's pretty far down the last hit board. I mean, she's found more than nothing from the lane, but it's kind of not the kind of farm you want on your position 1. Batrider, how's he doing on his road to the blink? He's halfway there. It's being zoned out of the lane, though, and with actually, Earthshaker and Medusa, they've come down here to get some levels. So they've kind of realized that the aggressive tri-lane wasn't going great, and they brought the Medusa down here. Now, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, do you think Lions, the best move really would probably be to leave the PA top and rotate your supports down to the bottom and continue to put the pressure on, surely?
Yeah, I would agree. Phantom Assassin in a 1v0 lane should be able to handle herself, I would hope.
Yeah.
Ira's going to be happy to get that farm, and, well, Nyx Assassin, he's already level 6. Used the first Vendetta in an attempt on the Batrider. Unfortunately, didn't succeed, but he'll have it again shortly. And Malum, only level 5 hero. He will have level 3 mana shield, which is pretty substantial, but I could see this Nyx Assassin burning through most of Malum's HP pool before the Medusa really has time to react, especially if there's support. So no matter where this Medusa goes at this stage in the game, it's a little bit too late for her to claim safety anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, if he catches Medusa before, if she's got the mana shield off, I mean, she's such a squid. She's only got 587 HP. She does need to be careful. I mean, especially with the Ogre coming in as well, so they smoke up on this bottom lane. If they're able to find a good initiation here, this could go very nicely for Lions. And look, they're going to send the Witch Doctor in as well. And they're going to just keep to the side of the lane, and they're going to look for the push from HOG and look to catch them out from the side.
Malum, you got to run like right now, man. They obviously don't know that this is happening, but there's the Impale as well as the Vendetta hit. Very quickly, the Medusa's out of mana. They need one more stun, and it will be thrown from very far away. However, the damage just isn't there to kill off the Medusa, as without that burst combo killing her off, you're probably not going to get her following. Snake is going to be thrown, won't really do that much. Malum very quickly back up to full HP. Io having to use a salve for that one, so if Lions want to go again, they will be able to pretty much kill off the Medusa a lot easier. That's really where you want to have an Exort Invoker, just to have that last kick of damage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, how's Invoker doing? It looks of it. Oh, he's doing all right mid lane with this haste ring. Key coming in on slash strike on the Kunkka. Kunkka's going to throw out the boat in case they chase, but he's actually going to be able to get away. Tornado was thrown out by Invoker, but there's no follow up in terms of damage, as you were saying. Of course, going for the Quas Wex, nothing else to throw after that Tornado, and with the rotation from Armament as well, just trying to keep them on their toes. In the jungle though, Mynuts and Jonathan after the Batrider. Is he going to be able to find the stun? He's trying to get it. He just gets the mana burn out, and they're going to have to back up the Batrider. He's a little too speedy. And Batrider wants to be careful as well. He's only a couple of 100 gold away from finishing that Blink Dagger.
House of Gamers 3-2, they are actually doing a pretty good job at dodging fights, and really right now that's exactly what they want to do. Malum's getting a little bit of free time to farm. Lions, they're trying to apply pressure, but they're just falling short consistently. Slash Deck is going to run into a whole bunch of enemies. He's going to get impaled. There's no boat to save him this time. He's going to hit with the Vendetta as well as a Cold Snap. He's not going to get anything off. Actually, he'll get a Torrent off. That's not going to be relevant, though. Nyx Assassin gets a kill on the Kunkka, and Quix gets a little bit of help in a lane that he was already dominating. So the Invoker is going to be continuing this train, and top lane, they actually went for the Batrider. Phantom Assassin dropping very low, but she has 6 stick charges, and a TP was, I believe, cancelled up to the top, so it's more kills for Lions, and kind of to be expected for House of Gamers to fall. However, Batrider falling with just short of his Blink Dagger.
Oh, that's gonna... Oh, man, yeah. He must have been on literally 2.1k, and he's just gone back down. That is annoying for HOG, and that's going to slow down what they really need to kind of get going. I mean, Medusa, Ring of Aquila, Phase Boots. She's finding a bit of farm down the bottom because there's just a Witch Doctor, but here we go, Nyx. Going to come into lane. Hasn't got Vendetta up for 20 seconds, though, so he isn't going to look for any aggression at the time being. He's just going to look to try and get some farm. Try and whittle down at the mana pool of Medusa with the old mana burn and make the potential for gank a little bit higher. At the same time as Io hiding in the trees, ready to jump in and help Medusa if she does get jumped on by the sidelines. Top lane, Shaker on his own here, and we see Key coming around the back. At the same time, Era is ready to jump in, and Shaker can find himself in a pretty tricky position here. Ping's coming out, but at the same time, the counter gank coming from Kunkka. He's going to find the Ogre Magi. He pops the X marks. He's going to get the torrent as well. And Batrider's TP'd in as well. Oh, looks like this is going to be a successful counter gank here from HOG as they shut down the roaming Ogre.
But in the meantime,
meanwhile, what happened to the Witch Doctor?
Death Ward was used to kill off the IO. Malum was pretty much able to dodge all of that. No Vendetta needed, but it is a kill for a kill at the end of the day. It's actually might be a second one as Phantom Assassin is going to get X marked right into a boat. A lot of damage with the lasso as well. Does have a Phantom Strike and 10 Sick Charge, so Era might be able to escape this one if he plays his cards right. He very quickly will stick up, and here comes Minots with the heal and the stun onto Slash Strike. Blink forward from the Batrider. Going to lay more and more napalm onto Era, but he will get Bloodlust, and he think he will have enough time to get out of here. Now the Impale onto the Batrider. He's bit off way more than he could chew. He's going to go down. Phantom Assassin is going to live. Lions bringing in heavy support for this PA, and it's really worth it.
Yeah, that was brilliant rotations there from the 4 of the 5 members of Lions, and yeah, without that was going to be a dead PA, but that's brilliant for the PA because the PA was sitting on a fair bit of gold. You know, she's reaching 1.5k. She has got that Ring of Health after finishing off the treads. I mean, I imagine is she going to go straight for the Battle Fury? Do you think is it just a casual Ring of Health? Are we just going to see her try and out farm the Medusa?
I think at this stage it's very possible. It's going to be for now Io getting hit with a Tornado EMP. No mana, maybe no hope. One more right click. There it is. Invoker gets a solo kill. But yeah, the Battle Fury I think should be the build right now. I'm not a huge fan of it, but hell, if you're not under any pressure, you could honestly go for whatever item you want and pretty much get away with it. You might as well go for a farming accelerator. And no, what? Slash Strike is once again being stalked by a Nyx. He's going to get impaled and vendetted. There is Cask being thrown. I don't know if they have enough damage. Oh wait, no. With Death Ward, they certainly do have enough damage. Minots is going to clean that up.
Wow, that was, yeah. This Nyx is doing exactly what a Nyx needs to be doing, finding these kills, finding these ganks, and making it really hard for HOG to kind of step out any further than they should to find any kind of farm. Medusa still resiliently sticking down on this bottom lane, trying to catch up with the pace of the game. But as we can see at the moment, the amount of farm that's on this PA, I mean, looking at the net worth, what kind of difference are we seeing? It's coming up to a 1k difference between the PA and the Medusa. It's going to be more now as they jump in on the Batrider. And Batrider, oh, he's still alive. He will go down. Era will go down in turn by the looks of it. One more hit. Oh, man. Era lives. This PA is just unkillable. And he's going to be able to TP out of this one.
And Slash Strike is going to get converged upon. Here comes Quicks from the back end. Is going to land the Cold Snap first. Slash Strike trying to get his boat out, but he just can't do it with that Cold Snap mini stunning. Now Tornado up into the air. I don't think that was able to dodge the boat buff. I don't know how that works, but regardless, it is going to be Kunkka dropping shortly after. Just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Did not expect an Invoker to be there. I was going to say before that Invoker is being played very passively, as Wexvokers usually should be rotating around with their almost max movement speed and looking for kills. Quicks is doing that right now, and he's making it work so well for Lions, getting kills wherever he goes, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as you were saying, obviously with the Quads Wex, you are looking for those rotations. So that's possibly the reason why we don't see that kind of build come out a lot on Invokers at the moment. I mean, it's something you've got to do when you're confident that you're going to be able to find the momentum and find these kills. And it's certainly something that Lions are being able to do, as we see him sitting at 11-3 at the moment as the game hits the 14th minute. It's looking pretty good for the team that we were talking about at the start, being very aggressive. They seem to be executing exactly what they set out to do in the draft.
And they just have to make sure to not let up on this pressure. They're buying Era so much space to farm. And even if they weren't buying Era space to farm, Phantom Assassin right now with her build would be able to just go straight onto House of Gamers and seriously put a lot of hurt on them. And well, it looks like for right now they're going to go into the mid lane. A Moment is stuck in the trees, and he's going to get hit with the Tornado. Going to be a surprise to the Invoker, but they actually are going to get fissured first. Slash Strike, though, can't get his combo off because he's going to get impaled in the back end. That's going to be the death of the Kunkka. Now the Stone Gaze from Malum, trying to get in front of Era, but I don't think he's fast enough to do that. It's going to be no one turned to stone. It's actually been a Moment in a corner, now critted down by Era. Jonas Fan is going to be lassoed down to the low ground. No, he's actually not going to go to the low ground. He's still fine. Now the Cask being thrown, as it is going to be him taking a Fire Blast as well. The rest of Lions are going to go on hot pursuit to this Batrider, but now back to the low ground, so it should be fine unless Era and the Invoker do have enough to have enough damage to bring down that Batrider. Malum is on the outskirts of this fight, can't really do much. The rest of her allies are dead. The IO isn't here because the IO can't even do anything even if he was. Lions are just collecting more and more, getting 3 free kills out of that, and maybe it's going to be a 4th as the Tornado EMP does land onto Malum. There goes your mana pool. There goes her health pool. Oh my god, that Medusa didn't stand a chance. Also in the sidelines, Slash Strike and Twerk It Baby are going to be hit with some stuns, and now the chase is on. He's going to try to torrent or boat. The boat will not do anything, actually, not even apply rum to himself. Although Key's dropping pretty low, he's just going to die to a tower or to the Radiant. It's not really going to be a relevant kill. Lions, are they done right now? I think they're done. They're happy with their 4 for 0 exchange.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was pretty crazy. And that's the thing, you know, when you got a PA up against a Medusa, there's going to be this point of the game where PA is not afraid to fight. I mean, yeah, you've got the Stone Gaze, which is going to be a little bit of an issue, but there's just no way that this Medusa can fight back against what Lions are pushing down against the side of HOG. It's just a game that HOG are on the back foot of at the moment, and I don't really see how they can kind of step up to the level that Lions are playing at this moment in time, just with the heroes that they started the game with.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest possibility is if House of Gamers get a couple of pickoffs with Kunkka's burst combo. I mean, Boat Torrent does do quite a bit. If you could land a Fissure or something following, then maybe you'll be able to get a pick or two, but they're going to need to do that like 4 or 5 times before they get close to coming back into this game, because there is a pretty large, almost 10k advantage in golden experience in favor of Lions right now, and they have some great late game as well. So they are sitting pretty, and well, mid lane, Quix is going to get lassoed back to the House of Gamers team, right into a boat potentially. He's going to unleash the Tornado EMP, or just the Tornado. He will be going down, and well, really, when you're initiated by that many ultimates, you should be going down. It's a much-needed kill for House of Gamers. Can they get the tower off of this? I think Lions are not willing to defend this. They're just going to look for trades, and I think it will be a 2-for-1 tower trade right now.
Yeah, it looks like bang on with this pressure being put on the top and the bottom lane. And yeah, I don't think Lions would be able to kind of defend against that push without an Invoker. They are going to put the fortification. It's very low. And well, the Ogre just seems to keep them on their toes. There still is no Ogre on the sidelines, and it looks like HOG know that. They're just going to go up, and they are going to be able to take this tower. Oh, nice multicast onto Kunkka, and at the same time, PA coming in. Is she going to look to the jump? Yes, she is, because Witch Dogs are there with Death Ward. That's a dead Kunkka. That's one hero down. There's going to be the Medusa. Is she going to be able to get the Stone Gaze off? She's not. She hasn't got enough mana. The mana shield is already burnt down too low. And now just the Batrider on the retreat, and Earthshaker just heading back to base down the mid lane. And yet again, another really nice fight for Lions, that one.
That was some seriously heroic initiation from the Witch Doctor. Normally, you don't really just walk into a team with a Shaker and a Batrider Flame Break and start channeling your ultimate, but MyNuts just sacked up and he just went for it, and he actually got the Death Ward off for a lot longer than I thought. Like, he actually got like 4 or 5 shots at that Death Ward. I expected 0, so it was really awkward initiation from Lions, but hey, whatever works, man. Whatever works is what you're going to be running. Bottom lane tower does get denied by the Batrider, but now Invoker with maxed out Wex, or close to be maxed out Wex, is stalking him with this Ghost Walk. It's going to very quickly reveal his position, though, as the Batrider is going to blink out. However, he's going to blink straight into Era. This Batrider needs another blink, like right now, or he needs to hide and hope.
Oh no, he's blinked into lane. That was a mistake, because Era going to get straight on that, and a few right clicks and a few crits, and the help of the Ogre. They're going to find a kill. Not quite sure what the Bat's thoughts were there. I mean, I guess he just assumed that there was none of the side of the Lions in the lane, but he would have been safe to stick in the trees.
I think the longer you are in that position, the higher your kill chances go, so you might as well try to run away. I mean, if you stay there, the enemy team is going to know that you're there since they just saw you, so that was, I think, a no-win situation for the Batrider. And in the meantime, mid lane, I think the Nyx Assassin was just trying to get a solo kill somewhere with the Vendetta and wandered into a sentry ward, but that is going to be him down at the same time. So it's a 1-for-1 in the end, and Quix is in a little bit of trouble up towards top. He's going to throw a Tornado just to farm, but it spots the Medusa. That's going to keep him safe. That was pretty lucky, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he did need to be careful there, because there was, all the heroes of HOG trying to wrap round. But, I mean, just looking at the farm on the other players of HOG, I mean, we're talking about this Medusa getting some and the Batrider, but still it's just so low. And then you look at the heroes such as the Kunkka, sitting on 4.4k up against the 8k of the Invoker. And this is Invoker as well that didn't go for the Midas, is going straight for the Orchid after the phase drums. And just the side of Lions really finding the kills, finding the XP, finding the farm. And, well, meanwhile, what happened down there? Did we catch that one, Mike?
Yeah, MyNuts was just pushing by himself just because he feels like he's ahead in this game, and he is, but it's a Witch Doctor. It was a very long chase. He actually started all the way from the tier 2 tower of the Radiant and got pretty far before the Batrider actually caught up to him, but it is going to be a kill nonetheless, and this is, I don't think, House of Gamers' time to go for Roshan. Though they do have a Batrider, it's just too much. I mean, if the EMP lands in that pit, you're all going to die. There's no two ways about it. Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. They do have the double damage on the Medusa, but is still really not ready to fight. She has picked up a Mithril Hammer. Do you think she's going to go for the BKB at this point, or is she just going to go for the attack speed and go for the lightning bouncers with the Maelstrom? I mean, what's her plan with the Mithril, do you reckon?
I think either way, it's going to not be enough. It probably is going to be a lightning hammer. I think Maelstrom should be the choice for her, though I wouldn't blame her for going for BKB. The Phantom Assassin is still going to crit you down no matter what, so this item is just a stepping stone. I think if you're talking about stepping stone items, you got to be going for the farming item. It's going to be a smoke up from Lions, though. They're smoked up as 3, and they're going to find a poor Shaker, Io, and Medusa. 3v3 Rumble. A moment's going to land the Fissure only onto Quicks, and he's going to get multicasted. Double multicast, in fact, with the Ignite as well. Malum stuck in the middle of everything. He's going to get the Stone Gaze off before the EMP lands, but the EMP is going to drain the Batrider completely out of mana, but here comes the boat, which will land squarely onto the Nyx. The Invoker's going to die as well. Key off to the side. Can't really do that much. Going to unleash another multicast into Malum. This guy's luck or skill is pretty high. Jonas off to the bottom side is going to be running away, but here comes Era. He wants in. He's not going to find in, as the fight is going to continue down towards bottom, where the Death Ward is going to be channeled, very quickly interrupted, but it's going to be Sliz, who's in a lot of trouble. Slash Strike also going to hit with the multicast. Key has been practicing his Ogre. Clearly is skilled at the hero. That's a double kill for Era at the end, and it's a 1 for 2, I think. 1 for 3, actually, in favor of Lions, and it should be Roshan straight after.
Yeah, that was a really nice fight. It would have gone a lot better as well if Era was there, but he was having to walk all the way down the mid lane, and he just took a little bit too long to get to the fight, but in the end it didn't matter. 3 for 1. Could have been more, but again, I think Lions will be happy with that, and yeah, they'll be able to take Roshan here quite easily. Looks like the side of HOG are going to look to try and push this top lane, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it, because I mean, the heroes on the side of Lions, they're going to be able to defend that tower as well. I mean, I don't think they're going to take Roshan and not defend the tower. No, they're going to be able to do both. They start sending people back to the top lane. Invoker with the Tornado, just trying to keep the side of HOG at bay. And in fact, Nyx going straight in with the aggression, finding Marlon. Quicks, has he got anything to throw out? Throws the Orchid down. Tries to get some right clicks in, but actually getting caught by a nice Fissure and Echo Slam. And well, that's going to show Lions that they can't be too cheeky at this point of the game.
Yeah, Medusa, though she is under-farmed, still has a Maelstrom, still has Drum's Phase Boots, and if you clump up that tightly against an Earthshaker, you're going to be punished. That shouldn't be a surprise for Lions. They didn't have an EMP there. Normally, I don't think you would really think you would need it, but they definitely did need it. I mean, burning through the Medusa's mana pool is going to be the utmost importance. That's going to be Lions dropping 2 kills, probably the best engagement that House of Gamers have had so far, and I think that might have been even the first Echo Slam.
I think it was. At least the one we've seen be relevant. And but Lions, they go for the trade, so it's not the worst thing in the world. They lose the tier 1, but at the same time, PA pushing out that lane, picks up a tier 2 for herself, and we can see her build now getting pretty mature now with the BKB Mask of Madness now on top of the Battle Fury. So that's super aggressive build, getting those right clicks in. In fact, yes, you can do this. Just go straight in on Marlon. He's going to be able to get the kill, but a bit of harassment. But we are starting to get to the point where this IO really does do work for the Medusa. I mean, it's going to be hard to kill the Medusa without killing the IO first, I think, at this point of the game.
Yeah, hopefully Battle Fury is what Lions are going to be using most of the time to kill off the IO, if not just pure focus. You can, I think, feasibly kill off the Medusa, or kill off the IO just by hitting the Medusa with Cleave. They're going to try to go for Malum one more time, but Jonas Fan is going to whiff his Impale, however. Here comes the Phantom Assassin, Mask of Madness, YOLO, full in effect. But the damage just isn't high enough. No crits. There's finally a crit, but the lasso straight away from the Batrider is going to interrupt Era. Is there enough damage? He has level 4 blur, so he's going to walk out of there. Another Impale is going to be thrown, and it will connect only onto the Bat. Lions probably aren't going to want to start fights with that few heroes. Yeah, this Mask of Madness, I don't really like it on Phantom Assassin. I guess you're 906, and if you die a couple times, then, I mean, you're allotted a couple deaths per game, but I think Basher accomplishes pretty much the same thing at keeping with your opponents. Up on top, though, Mynuts is going to get jumped upon. He's going to get tagged with 1 stack of Napalm. He's going to get relocated upon by Justin Io, but it's not really going to be relevant because they're going to catch him with a Torrent anyway. Mynuts is going to go down. There's no trade in sight here for Lions.
Oh, and unfortunate for the Witch Doctor. Actually had enough money to buy up the Aghanim Scepter, but didn't spend the golden time. So it does lose a few hundred out of that. And at the same time, Lions are looking to put a bit of aggression on closer to the base as they're closing on the tier 2 mid. But yeah, again, Lions, this Witch Doctor as well, the split pushing Witch Doctor, not working out for the team.
All he needs is travels and he'll be golden, man. It'll be a thing. The split pushing Witch Doctor. Oh, I mean, lane, Slash Strike getting hit with Impale. Ira's going to jump right in the damage. Not quite high enough. He got 0 crits. Ira clearly has to learn from Key how to use skills properly.
He needs to take a read out of his RNGesus Bible. And Kunkka was so low after that. The tornado caught him out. He went down to about 15 HP. So lucky to get away. And unfortunately for Lions, they don't get a kill. But at the same time, they do get the tier 2. And there's only one tier 2 standing now for the side of HOG on that top lane. Whereas, well, Lions, they've still got all their tier 2s pretty much intact. So the push is definitely coming out from Lions. And you wouldn't really expect that lineup to be the best pushing lineup. I mean, remember, this is an Invoker that didn't go for the Exhort build as well, so there's not going to be a huge amount of tower damage there, but, well, Lions, they're finding it at the moment, and HOG, even with the Earthshaker, Medusa, and Kunkka, they're not being able to stop these pushes all of the time, and they're losing a lot of structures to it, and I don't know what Lions' next move will be. I mean, do you think Era is going to look to just find a bit more farm, or do you think they are still at a point where they can jump in head-on-head against HOG?
I think the longer this game goes, though Lions are going to still be in a good position, it'll be getting better and better for House of Gamers, you know, compared to where they are right now. So if I was in the Lions spot, I would try to get the last tier 2 tower, and it should be pretty easy given how easily it was to kill the other tier 2s, and then try to crack the high ground. I mean, you still have the Aegis on Phantom Assassin for however long, although killing off the entirety of the enemy's jungle is also a pretty good way to go. Ira just cleared off several stacks, but here comes the attack from Malum. Gonna get hit with a dagger, and that should be a clean disengage. The rest of the Ancients will be claimed by House of Gamers, but there's 3,000 gold in this PA. She could get pretty much no matter anything she wants, and it's gonna be a Basher for her. So Mask of Madness Basher. This is certainly a build for PA, I guess, but we'll see if it's actually going to work out. Tornado's gonna be thrown. Will catch the Batrider at the very end, but I don't think they could really chase in this. No, with the Spike Carapace, they will be able to stun him. Now the EMP and a Fire Blast. No multicast needed for that one. Batrider. That's some really insane initiation range from Lions, and it's going to give them a kill and possibly give them access to high ground.
Yeah, I mean, with the Batrider down, that's one less thing that the PA's got to be worried about when she jumps in. I mean, that's been the one hero that we've kind of seen, even obviously with the BKB, just Batrider coming in with the lasso and controlling the PA for a bit, allowing HOG to get the damage focus down. At the same time, HOG, 3 heroes pushed quite far out of the base here. It's going to be a little bit of a nice chance for Lions to just get the pressure right on and start hammering away at this tier 3. And, well, the side of HOG, they don't look ready to go back. I mean, looks like they're just going to continue pushing with the Medusa and Aya, but I think they need to get back and protect their base. There we go.
For the Batrider to respawn, and then they start a fight, which is pretty much their best chance, but still not a good one. They are actually going to straight TP with their Medusa. I thought they were just going to keep pushing and then relocate back, but Lions right now, they are going to fall back. I guess a successful defense from House of Gamers, but their tower took quite a bit of damage, and Lions actually didn't spend a single thing for it. They have EMP Tornado armed, and they're going to back off, actually. I guess they just ran their Aegis out, so I guess no sense putting yourself in unnecessary danger. You might as well back off and wait for another Aegis. Wait for that next item for maybe the Invoker. A BKB on him would certainly be nice, and then go in again.
Yeah, I think you're right. The BKB pickup for the Invoker is going to be pretty huge because we're seeing, obviously, with the Kunkka, with the Torrent and the X-Marks, and obviously the Earthshaker with the Fissure, lots of things that can catch the Invoker out before he's able to get his combo down. And, well, if you have that combo raining down on HOG, you know, a team that only has... Well, they've got a BKB on the Kunkka now, to be fair, actually. He did actually go for that as a very early pickup, straight out to the phase boost. And I think I can agree with that. He needs it, but at the same time, with HOG's lineup, they need heroes that can dish out the damage. And I guess with the Tyrebring, he dishes out a fair amount, but it's not going to be nearly as effective as getting those early damage items like the Daedalus online with the Kunkka. But we'll see. It seems like HOG, they're kind of planning for the later stages of the game with this Medusa and Kunkka pick. And they just want to kind of be able to hold on to the game for the next pretty much about 10 minutes or so. And then perhaps we'll see some big items coming out on their core heroes that they'll be able to kind of deal with the pressure of Lions with. But as you said, I think it'd be in the best interests of the Lions to just get the aggression continuously on and try and do some damage on the high ground, really, at this point.
House of Gamers, they don't really have any better options than what you just described. Really, that's the only thing that they can do. They can't pressure back Lions unless they want to look for lasso pickoffs, which is possible, though incredibly risky given Lions, their propensity of grouping up as 5 heroes. You're going to be jumping into a swarm of very angry enemies, and, well, this time Lions, they're going to be the ones smoking up. They have the Nyx Assassin with Vendetta available. He's going to wait until he's revealed with the smoke and then pop his Vendetta. They actually have pure vision over everyone, so maybe they're just going to blink forward. Yes, they will. Key's going to open things up on a Slash Strike. Big crits. Death Ward as well. That's going to do pretty much no damage, but that's fine because they got the kill anyway.
Indeed, now Batrider and Earthshaker in a bit of a kind of, oh, guys, we need to get out of here as the side of Lions continues to wrap around. They're going to be hard to find. Are they going to get the bash? Oh, the tornado just in time, catching the bat off. Orchid goes down. Earthshaker, he's pretty much praying to that tree. That tree is keeping him hidden. And Lions, I don't think, no, they're not going to look. Earthshaker's going to be able to live. Doesn't have a TP or a Blink Dagger, for that matter of fact, but he's going to be able to sit there for a little bit longer. But at the same time, I mean, if we start seeing this push out, you know, Earthshaker is one of those heroes that's very good at disrupting the push. He's going to kind of be needed by his team, and he's going to have to make it back to base very safely.
And if he's spotted by a creep wave, then Invoker, I think, could just make a 180, and he
Yeah,
will do
at
that.
this.
Invoker is so fast with maxed out Wex, Bloodlust, and Phase. I don't think Shaker is getting out. Oh, man. He was so close, man. He was so close, but he's going to die anyway.
Oh, bless him. He even brought the TP that he was going to use. It was that close, but Invoker just too speedy. This Coswex Invoker. I mean, we don't see it every day, but it's really working out for the side of Lions. And, well, just the whole game is at the moment. The fact that PA hasn't died yet still, that's not great when you're the side of HOG looking against that. And Tier 2's going to take a bit of damage on both sides. Medusa and Aya, but here we go. Quick's coming in. TP back now from the PA, ready to go. Stonegaze is going to be popped. Does jump in, though, and that's actually going to allow the Stonegaze to proc. And Aya going to be able to get the Medusa out of there, but unless Aya's got 3,000 hiding away in the bank for a Shadow Blade, he's going to be in a bit of trouble as he returns to lane.
I think Io would have been fine just sitting back. Medusa was TPing. He would have been fine. Oh, X marks.
The oh, man.
Oh, the combos.
There we go. That was... Well, I overlooked that.
It all makes sense now. This Kunkka and the Io pick, they all make sense. It was all for that moment. I think House Gamers just won the game.
They've certainly got some tricks up their sleeves. And, but then again, Lions, they've just got a crazy ton of damage under their sleeves. As, well, PA, pretty close to finishing off the Abyssal. I imagine that she'll probably go for as a next item. Yeah, only 600 gold away from picking that bad boy up. And meanwhile, the other heroes, we've got Ags on this Witch Doctor. Nyx with a Yules now after the blink. Invoker has got his BKB finished and sitting on 1,200 gold as well. So a lot of rich heroes on the side of Lions. But if you look at the net worth, actually, Medusa has really found her footing and she's second on the net worth chart.
And with Overcharge plus the rum buff of the boat, she will be able to do quite a bit of damage. Going for the Mjolnir, especially that Overcharge, is going to be huge. However, this is now going to be an Aegis on Phantom Assassin. She has not died yet. She hasn't even used the previous Aegis, so she is pretty much playing a flawless Phantom Assassin game right now, although kind of unlucky on the RNG. Doesn't really matter when you are going to be picking up your Abyssal Blade, which I expect Ira is going to complete. Yes, it will be that. Now's go time for Lions. They're just so much stronger than House of Gamers right now, and if they let more time pass, they will just give House of Gamers more and more time to get Medusa more and more items. They're going to rotate up to the top lane. This is going to be movement spotted out by a Radiant Observer. Nyx Assassin leading the charge, though. It's going to be straight TPs from absolutely everyone. Tornado is going to barely miss the Medusa, which would have been a kill otherwise, but it's time for Lions to go for a push, and House of Gamers, their rat is certainly in full effect right now. They need to buy themselves as much space as possible.
Yeah, and they need to keep doing what they're doing here. Just keeping the lanes pushed out as far as they can, because Lions, they really do need to look to push and try and put aggression, because this Medusa and Kunkka, late game items, they could, and as you said, obviously with the overcharge, but here we go, PA going straight in. Stonegaze is going to be popped, does put the Abyssal Blade down onto Medusa Holder in place, but she does that. Medusa actually moves nicely into position to make sure that Stonegaze procs an arrow, but it's not going to be enough. Pops the Lightning Shield, it's not going to be enough to protect her as the final crit from Era comes through. And they're going to be able to kill the Medusa. She's going to be down for 60 seconds.
Yeah, the relocate out was just so close. And now Slash Strike, he's going to try to X marks his buddy. He's a little bit too late, though.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was right there. He could have done it, but he held on to it for whatever reason. And now that's going to be 2 kills instead of just 1.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe just a bit of miscommunication there. I mean, we've seen him do it once. He knows what he's doing, but... yeah, just wasn't actually able to cast it on the IO, so... oh, well. Maybe he's not happy with the IO's performance, and he just was like, oh, look at that. Accidentally didn't save you. Well, what a shame. What a shame. But here we go, the push coming in. PA looking for blood. Notices the Batrider hanging around mid. Ooh, bottom lane, though.
He's going to get jumped upon first. Cold Snap, EMP is going to land as well, but that Rum buff is going to keep him very, very safe. Over towards mid, Phantom Assassin just going by herself. If anyone wants to fight the PA, she's more than happy to oblige. Key's going to jump in first. Now Era's going to leap. No BKB because it's on cooldown. Impale's also going to miss. I don't think it's going to matter. Sliz is in quite a bit of trouble. Era's going to jump forward and get the last 2 right clicks. Has the BKB available now, but I think he doesn't even want to use it. Wants to use the Aegis first. Here comes the Medusa doing some pretty heavy damage with that Mjolnir, and it will be everyone from Lions making a full retreat with the exception of the Nyx Assassin caught behind. He's going to get still a little bit of safety with the Death Ward. Now the Multicast, which is going to kill the Batrider off in a hurry. Era's still alive, still with the lifesteal. Is going to get earned up plus Voodoo Restoration. That's a 5v4 right now as Lions do buy back with their Nyx, but the stun's going to flow onto Malum. Does he have enough to survive it? It doesn't seem like he does. BKB now being used by Era and the Abyssal Blade. That's going to be the fall of the Medusa, and it's going to be the fall of the Io shortly after. Is there anyone else who's going to die? It looks like no, but House of Gamers, they're forced to buy back. Era's going to get X-Marked straight into a boat. Lots of damage onto that Phantom Assassin, but she does still have the Aegis, so even if they kill her once, they're going to have to do it all over again. She will drop for the first time this game. The Rax is still taking quite a bit of damage. Era's going to pop right back up, rejoin the rest of the team, get in on this Voodoo Restoration, and then just go straight for the Raxes. It's a 5v3 right now, and House of Gamers, they don't have a Blink Dagger in their Shaker. If they did, I could see them potentially making a defense, but right now it's just going to be 1 Rax at the very least, going the way of Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the mid-Rax gone, and they're going to go for the bottom, and it's, yeah, without the IO. I mean, Medusa, we saw in that last fight where she got picked up by the PA. Even with the IO's help, she wasn't able to survive against just the amount of farm that Era's got at this point. And I think it went all downhill just with the drafts, really. And as we were saying from the start, with the laning as well, it was just pretty weak from HOG. And it's just allowed Lions to get totally out of control as they pick up the second set of racks. Well, it's half of the second set of racks, but wow, 37 minutes in, it's certainly looking good for Lions. I mean, how we look on the XP and gold graphs? Oh, it's a big difference. It's coming up to about 30k in XP, and gold graph is hitting the 25k mark, so it's not looking great for HOG.
Yeah, things are going to get really difficult really quickly, even more so than it already is. Like, already they're not in a good spot, being a Rax and a half down. They fortunately do have a tier 2 tower left, so Lions can't easily jump in and go for megas, but there's a, I think, completed Eye of Skadi. Yes, completed Eye of Skadi being picked up by Era. I don't mind this item on Phantom Assassin, and when you're this far ahead, you could, again, go for whatever you want. More sticking power, I suppose. So, Bashes, Mask of Madness movement speed, Stifling Dagger, and now a slow. No one's going to get away from this Phantom Assassin, except for maybe a Stone Gaze.
Yeah, this is pretty dirty of Era, and yeah, as you said, gonna have the chase down potential with that slow, and also just the raw stats, tanking up the PA even more. She's not gonna have any issues, and well, looks like Lions, what's the plan here? They're gonna smoke up? No, just hanging about together. HOG still, with all the towers down, going very far out at the base. But
I don't think the orbs are going to be of Era's concern right now.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that is a good point. I guess he just brought it for the stats, which aren't awful.
Yeah,
and the fact that, I swear, didn't Skadi used to work on top of lifesteal?
I don't know, they changed it recently or something like that. I'm pretty sure they do work perfectly together, and we'll see right now as Era's going to go straight for Malum. He is slowed down by Skadi and critted down. I don't even know if we could see the lifesteal because Phantom Assassin's not losing any HP, which is kind of bad for science reasons, but I'm pretty sure it's working perfectly with each other. They are, so
yeah, they do work.
Just haven't updated it on the tooltips.
Yeah, I think it's always been that thing with Skadi where it does stack with other orbs, and I'm sure Era knows what he's doing.
Oh, it even says I have Skadi can combine with lifesteal attack modifiers.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
we should have been reading this stuff.
We should have been. I think it always has, but it is never said in the tooltip. And as you said with the tooltips, they changed the tooltip, so it does specifically say that it works together. Yeah.
It used to just work with ranged heroes, and then they changed it to work with melees. I think I know in Dota 1 it was just Skadi ranged and lifesteal worked, but nothing else did. But that was weird interactions. This is going to be the last set of racks, it looks like. House of Gamers, they don't have any buybacks. They don't have really much of anything going for them. And yeah, they're going to call it. Not even going to let Lions have the satisfaction.
GG indeed. They do send out a little bit of a GG to boat, but nothing's going to be accomplished. And, well, from square one, there's a bit of a rough, rocky game for HOG. And, well, side of the Lions quite confidently take the first game. But, of course, it's a best of 2, Mike, so we're going to be on to the second game very shortly, aren't we?
Oh, for sure. We'll see if House of Gamers can get a draft that actually stands a chance, because I don't think like any competent team with this draft could have done much better. So Lions taking it 1-0, and we'll see if it can be a tie or if Lions are actually going to have their first complete win in the JDL Season 4. We'll be right back, guys.